Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Kahayas. Welcome to your Power Hour free coaching session. So we are going to get started today with just some three very simple strategy session tips so that you can go ahead and get started in building your business with doTERRA and feel confident to move forward. So we're going to start with something called a vision board. You've heard of this. I know you have. It helps you establish your why in a way that you can visually see it. You typically put this on poster board, or some people create Pinterest boards. So what I'm going to actually ask you to do that's different, perhaps from anything else that you've actually done with a vision board, is to actually make it something that's a long-term vision. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to touch? Who do you want to take care of? But also make it immediate and month-to-month goals. So as we get into this, I work from home. You probably do too. So you're going to hear my cats running around. You're going to hear my husband on his work calls because he also works from home. And chances are you'll hear some other things happening too. So that's totally fine because that's what this business helps us to do. Be home and work in a way that actually works around and with our family and the things that we enjoy. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to actually open up my notes that are on my phone because I want you to go through this with me. So for your power hour, I want you to first be able to go back and forth between my screen that you can see me and also to the internet like Pinterest or even to your phone so that you can see where your vision board is starting to take place, save some images and do some searching. So that's where we're going to start. I want you to first go ahead and go to Pinterest, go to a Google image search and search out something that you have been thinking you want to do that's practical. It may be like an update to your master bedroom. It may be a kitchen makeover. It might be a new car. It might be paying off debt. Maybe it's just establishing a paycheck of a certain amount. So something that's tangible, something you can touch and something you can do that you can kind of see in your mind's eye, this is what the check would look like. This is what the room would look like. And I want you to take a moment and visualize and then find an image that somewhat shows what your visualization is in your kind of dream state, your goal for what you'd like to accomplish. If you already have a Pinterest board, chances are you already have images. So just pick one that you absolutely love and it just keeps drawing you in to that. And then I want you to create a file on your computer and start to save all of the images you find into that folder. Now, for some of them, and I'll show you what I've done. For some of them, I'll share my screen so you can see. Here we go. So in my vision board, I've saved a few things that I thought were kind of important to me. The first off, I need to establish a consistent paycheck, right? So this particular image is just of a paycheck for a hardworking staff, right? So you're lucky to have a job. Don't ignore that, just ignore that. And the amount, ignore that too. But here's the deal. Something consistent is really going to help with day-to-day needs, as well as paying for the stuff that you have to invest in a business. Regardless of the discouragements that you will receive from people on the outside talking about pyramid schemes or MLMs or crap or whatever the word is that they sometimes use. I've heard all types of descriptions. What you need to establish is the heart of what you're working toward, because every company has somebody at the top who makes more than the janitor. Every company has managers over multiple staff. So what we're translating this into is you are your own CEO. You are the person who runs your company, your business with doTERRA. And you're also the person who is going to find sponsors and other business partners that are going to manage or take care of the people that are customers. And within those customers, you will find other business partners that you want to work with, and they will start to get promotions, if you will, into higher positions of responsibility and higher pay grades because of their effort, their care, their desire, their pursuit, and their motivation. So if you are discouraged every time you hear pyramid scheme, stop it. Put that out of your head and realize that every company has a hierarchy. Every company has somebody at the top and somebody who's making less, because different people get in at different times. Different people have different responsibilities. You are in charge of your own growth. So I want you to, hold on one sec, there we go. I want you to visualize the type of business that you want to build and the type of paycheck you would like. The next image that I saved into my folder is actually like a dream home from me. This is maybe not the exact dream home, but it is a visualization of the type of home that I would love to be able to live in. I have always wanted to live in the mountains. So for me, the home was one of those things that was more of a long-term goal, but I want you to kind of visualize and take fact that every image you find that really draws you in and gives you a focus, whether long-term, immediate, or month-to-month. Those are the three categories. Immediate, something like I need to take care of this one person. So if you have a picture of a person that you want to reach out to, or even a names list, then that's an immediate thing. You can immediately call somebody. You can immediately text someone. You can immediately send someone a sample, right? Immediate tasks. What is on your task list? Then month to month. So what does your month to month paycheck look like? What do your month to month responsibilities look like with your team and with your customers? What do your month to month desires look like for the time you get to spend with your family? Because when you look at your calendar and you start pointing out all the different dates that you want for classes or for the different business responsibilities, then you place in those factors with your family calendar already, or your personal calendar, because you must obey your calendar. You must perform those classes because you want to make a paycheck, but you also must pay attention to your family. So if you are looking at your calendar, I know that my particular calendar, I can color code what the responsibility is or what the event is. And so I color code all of my work efforts in purple. I color all of my just kind of random miscellaneous personal things under blue, and all of my family activities are yellow. I need my family ones to stand out. So my family activities, I plot those in there with all of my kids, you know, parkour and gymnastics and piano lessons or dance lessons or their homework time, family vacations, date nights with my husband. I factor all those in, and then I look at my calendar for even personal things like I like maintenance for myself. I get massages, or I get acupuncture, or, you know, sometimes I just want to spend time with friends. So I plot those in there for my personal time. And then I look at my business availability. And then I plot out times when I can have one-on-one meetings, group classes in person, and online classes. And then I plug those in, and I immediately create the events on Facebook so that I can immediately let people know, here's what's happening. Now, as I leave this image, I'll also explain to you something that I do within the relationship category, because as I said, I listen to my calendar. I want people to have advance notice for what is going to take place in the month. And that helps to build the trust and the relationship of those who are looking to me for education and to understand their products, or even potentially as another business partner. So I want them to have access to the events right away. How I plan my calendar out with my events, once I have all my family and personal items in there, I then look at the beginning of my month. Within the first 5 to 7 days, I must host a class for people I don't yet have as customers or business partners. My first week is always for new people to enroll. And then I immediately start planning out their class. I have oils, now what? Within a week after that class, or even 2 weeks after. So in the middle of the month, I make sure that I have an extension course for those new customers, because they need help. So whether it's a one-on-one meeting, that second to third week of my month is always blocked off for those people, because I need not just immediate response people to start as customers. I want long-term health for these people. I want long-term success for my own paycheck and my own business. So I need to take care of these people. The end of the month is when I start making teasers for hosts for my following month. So I typically plan a class for established customers So my new customers from the beginning of the month can also attend, but my established customers love DIYs. They love learning more. So I'll either plan an online class or a come to my home class, and every single one of my classes includes some type of make take type of a situation. So I normally will use like a 5 ml roller bottle with a steel ball, and I will make a blend. I print things on my own computer. I use Avery address labels. I use the Avery website after I create the image through an app called WordSwag, and then I plug those in, and I have those images for always. So I can create a recipe sheet, laminate it for later, and then I print a sheet of labels of one recipe. One recipe. I don't want to confuse people. I don't want to overwhelm people, but I do want to give them a thank you for coming. I try to limit how many oils I put in it and the expense of those oils, because I want it to be something that's also practical for my budget when I budget for a class. So typically I include maybe 2 to 5 oils tops, and then a fractionated coconut oil or the carrier oil of your choice to top off that 5 ml roller after making the recipe. The Avery labels go around the label, and they have my contact information and a cute image to tell them what it is and how to use it. And then the sheet with the same exact image that I created in WordSwag for the label on the Avery label goes onto just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that you can print on your own computer. And I put it on there with the exact way to make this recipe. So I tell them how many drops of each oil. I tell them to top it off with their carrier oil, push in the roller bottle top it off, shake it, clean the outside of the bottle, and then put the label around it, roll it on your pulse points or wherever you'd like them to apply it. That way they can take a screenshot of it and they can refill it with their own doTERRA oils after, or that they purchased during class. Normally in a class, I will start to form that relationship with people prior to doing a make and take, because I want them to learn about what they're going to do. And then while I'm talking to people individually, they get to make it. So it buys me time for people to hang out. I used to do my make and takes at the beginning of class, and I found that it was too difficult to calm everybody down to help them focus. So I do always respect their time. So if I say that a class is starting at 1 o'clock, I follow the hostess as much as I can, and I'll do introductions as people walk in. But I normally have my oils that I'm going to talk about and all of my products sitting on the center table right in front of people, and I let people smell things and apply lotions or whatever that they would like to be able to try before people show up, to buy me a couple of minutes at the beginning, but they don't get to make anything yet. That comes after class, after they've learned how to safely use things and how powerful they are. This is part of the relationship building, and that is one of my goals. So yes, I put that on my vision board. The next thing in here is my existing home. I absolutely love this. This is the home that my husband and I first purchased together when we first got married. Our kitchen is actually similar in style to this, although we don't have a door or our laundry in the same space, but this is kind of like ideal kitchen for me. So we have a kitchen remodel process kind of in the works. We've been slowly but surely doing piece by piece over the last 3 years. And so it's a vision of mine to be able to pay for the finishing touches and the cabinets and the countertops in my kitchen to finish that project. The next thing on my goal board, if you want to call it that, is to be able to afford our next vehicle as a family. We have one car. So we've had one car for about 16 years, and it has been fine because we've been able to walk to work originally when we worked at a church near us, and then working from home, and our kids can walk to school, so it's been fine. But our car is in need of a replacement at some point, so I would love to be able to afford that. So something practical, right? Even if you're paying month-to-month payments and not full on cash, you can still do that. So that's your month-to-month goals, right? The next one, I actually have 2 images of this, and one, I'll show you this one, is actually the picture of the college that I went to in Millstatt, Austria. I attended here back in 2000 to 2002 when I graduated, and it changed my life. It is owned by Calvary Chapel, and they own, this is a missionary facility now, but it used to be the school for a Bible college to train up new missionaries. And they now have a facility in Hungary. And I have told my husband that for my 40th birthday, I want to take him and the kids to go see this location and to see where I went to school. My husband has never been to Europe. I got to travel all over during my time in college, and as I said, it changed my life, and I want to show them where that was and explore parts of Europe that even I didn't get to when I was there. The mountains is that next image. I love the mountains. As I said, my dream home would be in the mountains. My husband loves to snowboard, so man, I would love to be able to afford to take him and the kids on just a snowboarding winter vacation one year. Let's see, the next one. Let's take myself out of the picture for a moment and look beyond, because this is actually going to be one of the goals that I ask you to set, and one of the visions that I want you to establish for your overall business. My hope and prayer and goal is not that I would be able to help support things that are happening with my own family, to fulfill desires and wishes for my own life and for my own household, but to help others around the world with this. I would love to sponsor as many children as I possibly can around the world. I know that foster care is something that so many of my friends do, and it is a beautiful, beautiful blessing to be able to do that with children. That is not particularly my husband's and my calling, but and neither is adoption, although that has been something that I have really questioned and asked God if we should adopt another child or take in more children. But I know that God has clearly stated that I am a support to those who have that calling, because my responsibilities are to help people with their health and with their relationships. So I desire also to support the children of this world so they can make an impact and have a healthier home life. Which leads me to this last portion that I would put on my vision board. And it is because of the desire that I have for relationships of all kinds to be healthy. Not just by the physical standpoint, but also from the emotional standpoint. And this is somebody else's degree. I found it, but it was just one of those things that I thought, okay, well, that looks like a degree, so I'm going to just post it on there. But I needed to have a vision of something that would remind me I would love to get my sociology degree so that I could open a nonprofit facility to welcome anyone dealing with relationship needs, whether it's communication, marriage, college student trying to work in the workplace with their boss, whatever it might be, you name the relationship. I would love to be able to provide a facility where people can come in to find support, help, and wisdom from various types of counselors. And so this is all the collection of my vision. I save it into one folder, and then I actually used an app on my phone. You can find like a pic collage or something like that. And I put all of the images together. I put down in here, so open a nonprofit counseling center to focus on relationships, career income, finish the remodel, a mountain house, volunteer with my old college and visit it, a new car, sponsor kids, family vacations, and my sociology degree. This is my vision, my goal image. This is my goal board. Okay, so once you start looking for your images, establish that for yourself. Now, the next thing that I will talk about, I'm going to look at my notes again. And so if you're taking notes, go ahead and start looking for images while you listen. But here's the thing, I'm going to read this off because I wrote it out earlier. So here's what you want to do. You want to begin collecting images for your desired lifestyle, vacations, income, you name it. Collect those images, put them into one location, and streamline it so you can create a collage of the main ones that really keep you on task and thinking about the immediate, month-to-month, and long-term goals. If you're just looking at the long-term, you're going to get lost. I know that that sounds crazy because some of you have heard differently, but I sometimes look at that BHAG, that really hairy, audacious goal, like the one that just looks like, oh my gosh, I'll never get there. Like, I would love to be Presidential Diamond. I would love to mentor and support people and coach people all over the world, and not just with the business, but with their personal lives, to be able to help them to be as healthy as they possibly can be. That's a gigantic goal. It's good, it's healthy. I should have those types of goals. But I also know that if I just have that one, I'm gonna get overwhelmed and it's gonna feel impossible. And with God, nothing's impossible, but God doesn't just take us from point A to point Z. He's a light to our path, right? And that path is often one step at a time. And so that's why I say you need to have your immediate goals on your goal board too. Because the relationships is not just for me to start my nonprofit. My relationships is my day-to-day. So there's 3 types of goals: day-to-day, month-to-month, long-term. Day-to-day, month-to-month, long-term. And when you get lost in your long-term, those day-to-day things feel very overwhelming. Those month-to-month goals won't get met. So the larger goals will help you to focus on the immediate goals, and those immediate goals will contribute to your month-to-month goals. Okay, so yes, your larger goals will help you to focus if you list out your day-to-day tasks and your day-to-day goals. What do you need to accomplish today? What is 1 thing, 5 things, 10 things that you know you can accomplish in the time that you've allotted for your work? For me, I needed to reach out to 7 people who attended a class last week and answer any questions they have. So I reached out to them via Facebook message because it was an online class. I don't have their phone numbers. I only have their addresses because I sent them a sample kit. And so I reached out to all of them. The next thing that I have on my list was to do this, to be with all of you, to coach and to help you center in and focus in your thoughts. That's it for my day. At least for work, right? Because I also have kids. I also have a husband who just got home from a business trip and I want to spend some time with him. So within a day, I may have blue, purple, and yellow all in one calendar day, right? So you can't just block off one whole day all the time for just work or just family. Sometimes you have to do that, but sometimes your days are going to be a rainbow, and that's totally good. All right. All right. The next thing on the list that I want to talk about after your vision board is business partners. All right, so this is number 2, business partners. I do not call them builders for the most part because I want them to feel like they're a part of something. And yeah, we build businesses. Yes, we're business leaders. And yes, sometimes I do call them that. But for the most part, when I'm requesting somebody new, I desire them to be a business partner with me. And so I desire that these people would have responsibilities that ultimately help them to feel like they're using their God-given skills, abilities, and developments of their own life, their own experiences, to reach the people that they desire to reach. So when I look for a business partner, here's what I want you to do. And this is not written out in a screenshot, so I'm just going to talk to you. So don't get lost with me, but stay focused. And I want you to write some things down. So pull out your phone if that's where you want to take notes, or I actually have a notebook that is specifically designed for anything I need to do with doTERRA, including BOGO week. And then maybe that can be a coaching video later. Just ask me if you'd like it. But I want to write out my ideal business partner. Who is this person? Is it a man? Is it a woman? Maybe both. I mean, you need to find various people, right? Maybe you're in a market where you don't speak Spanish as well as somebody else does, but there's that diverse type of market where you are. Think about that. For me, my ideal business partner would be a family woman that loves her husband. She's a believer. She loves her kids. And she desires to build a caring business that she can transform into something as a way to support her family long term. That's general, right? Like, I think we all kind of want something like that. We all want somebody who wants to build a business. Yeah. Okay. So let's get more specific, because the more specific you are, in your requests and your prayers and in the way that you seek out people and you notice their abilities. I mean, this is kind of relationships 101. When you're looking for somebody to date, when you're looking for a friend, when you're kind of just hanging out with people, you're drawn to people that encourage, inspire, motivate, challenge, and support you, right? So I want you to be very specific in the type of business partners that you're looking for. And yes, you can absolutely set a goal for how many you would like. My personal preference, let's see if I have it. My personal preference is to go to livenaturally.com. And this is one of my previous pages, but they have something called the Power of 3 Bonus Builder Guide. It's just a single page printout. I use it for every BOGO option. So every time there's a BOGO week or BOGO month, however they did it this last time, I use this when it's empty and I fill in all the bubbles so that I can reach the highest possible bonus. And I also use this to plot out potential partners. So I want to know, who is this person? What time does she have available or he have available? What are her computer skills? What are his artistic abilities? What are their speaking skills? I want to be very specific with the type of person that I'm asking God to bring me, because these are going to be people that I work with daily. I'm essentially starting my own company and everybody gets to work from home. And I actually understand that pretty well, because that's actually what my husband does. His company, everybody works from their own home. And yet he's the CEO and he runs this company and they meet periodically. So I know that it's possible, guys. You can totally do this. You can totally build a business, but you have to put on the hat of, this is going to be really hard work, and that's good. Okay? Because an entrepreneur knows that within the first 3 to 5 years, there may not be a steady income, because you're going to be pouring out and pouring out and pouring out, because you're trying to establish a foundation by which you can actually grow and build this long-term house. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's why when people talk to me about pyramid stuff, I'm like, no. I'm building a family house. I'm building one of those great big mansions where everybody can come in and feel safe and enjoy each other. Because as I structure my doTERRA team, it is not about me being at the top. It is about me being a support to everyone. So as Amanda Beach says, if you've never heard her, I flip my pyramid upside down. So that here I am as the taproot, as someone that all of these people are supported by. And sometimes that means that I'm going to try to focus the camera again, see if it will refocus. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. Let's see. All right. So I know that when I look at, hold on, it's not working. Let's see. Oh, I'm a little blown out, but that's okay. When I focus on supporting people, that's when I get passionate. When I focus on my paycheck, I get discouraged, because it resets every month, right? Take your woes and turn them into woos, because we have a possibility here. We have an opportunity here to globally take care of people's needs. All right, here we go. I'm going to read some notes to you. Business partners should be those that can care for and help carry the load of the business, including the people that are customers and potential other business partners. ShareEOLove is what I call it, because it is. It's a load of responsibilities. It's customer care, it's website stuff, it's samples, it's, I mean, you name it. You start taking on a responsibility with this company that teaches you so many different skills. So let me go ahead and share something with you really fast. Let me go in and see what I can find for you. Okay, so this is that folder. Now, I have something that I want to share with you, and I'm sorry I didn't have this pulled up, but I want to show you. Whoops, that's not what I'm looking for. Here, let's go into my business documents and my team trainings. So let's see if I can find this fast enough. And if I can't, I will share it with you later. I apologize. The ShareEOLove is something that I have been working on for a while. And yeah, I'll have to find it for you. But I want this to be something where you can see the job descriptions, because that's essentially what you have to have. When you're finding a business partner, have a job description. What are you looking for in a business partner? And be very specific. You're hiring somebody. Okay? All right. The last one is your generosity factor. And actually, that's why I wanted to take you back into here. So let me share this again with you. So when I, whoops, there we go. When I go into my vision folder from my business documents, you see how I organize everything into different folders. Let's go into, oops, here we are. Maybe I have it in here. Here it is. Okay, ShareEOLove. Let me find this for you really fast. Here we go. You ready? This is what I created for my team to help them establish where they wanted to go with their businesses, because I wanted us to all work together. So I am only going to show you a portion of this because it's a lot. Here we go. All right, here we go. So the weights of business. There's a different weight, and I'll explain this. So when I had a vision where I was carrying this entire load myself, like I walked into a gym and all of these weights were there, and somebody said, you have to carry all of those, but you can't carry them individually because they're all, you know, bolted to the carrying thing. So I had this vision where this is what I was trying to do. I was trying to carry every single weight myself. I made it a little ways. I was doing just fine. And then I couldn't go any further. And at the moment when I felt like giving up, I heard myself go, I need help. And one by one, people came into the room and they each started picking up a weight. And I couldn't lift them off individually, but different people had different skills and they were able to lift the weights off. And the carrying of the load was split up among all of those people. But some people carried smaller weights than others. And so I divided this up into spark the vision, the visionary. The next one, the operational leader. Somebody who is going to juggle multiple tasks, maybe manage deadlines and kind of set things up for how we actually get somewhere. The attendance wizard. I love this one. Somebody who can get people in the door. The growth hacker. Somebody who really understands how to grow a business and focusing on the bigger picture of how people respond. Somebody that's really good like with social media and strategies. The education master. The teacher. That's what I am. I'm a teacher and I'm a visionary. So sometimes you'll have people with multiple responsibilities and sometimes people can carry all of it, but maybe just in smaller forms. And then finally, the happiness hero. I actually love this one because this is the one that is more like customer oriented on a personal basis. They love sending samples and birthday cards and little texts that say thank you. So this is how I desire my company to grow, my business, my structure. Here's the deal. We do this together. I mean, that's the theme that doTERRA set for their 2019 convention. Together, everyone achieves more. You are a part of a team, something bigger. And when someone is successful, it's good for the whole team as a whole. Everyone is in it together. So when you're looking for business partners, don't be shy, be specific. When you're setting your vision, be specific, day to day, month to month, and overall long term. But your generosity factor is something crucial to who you are going to be as a person. And I know that when I look at my vision board, sometimes I feel like I'm unbalanced because I look at all this stuff for me. Well, let's stop looking at the stuff that's for me and let's find a way to embrace the people that we need to touch. Like this particular picture reminds me that I need to be generous. doTERRA's already set that precedent. They've already said, you know, generosity is what they established before they were profitable with their Healing Hands Foundation. They have set the standard for us to not just get out of debt, not just provide for our families. Although some people take it that route, and that's totally fine. If that's where you want to go, you got to run your business the way you run your business. But for me, I wouldn't feel like I was fulfilling my human purpose, the reason I'm actually put on this planet, if I was just focusing on me. So what is your generosity factor? Who do you donate to? Bring this into every class you teach. Every time you talk to somebody, there should be an extension of your generosity with your vision for how generous you want to become. Because it will keep it on the tip of your tongue, it'll keep it at the forefront of your brain, and at the cusp of your heart. Wear that heart on your sleeve so people can see, I want to support kids around the world, right? Make sure that you're being generous with your classes so that people know that this is who you donate to, this is who you want to support. Because looking beyond you can actually help some customers understand the sole purpose of why you work so hard, and they may want to partner with that. I hope this has been helpful, everybody. I know that I need coaching. So if you have topics that you'd love to talk about, or if you have a topic that you want to invite us to, feel free. Message me. Let's schedule something so that you can put your own Zoom link in this group so that we can start working together to grow our businesses and provide support for all of our doTERRA leaders. And I specifically just do this for doTERRA, but hopefully if this message is being listened to by somebody of a different multi-level or network marketing company, then you have been inspired and helped as well. God bless you guys. I'm so thankful that you joined me today, and I look forward to hearing your comments and your suggestions for future Power Hour coaching. Visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/ShareEOLove for a discussion of essential oil support. This mentor group is open to everyone, and then I also have a YouTube channel, so feel free to chime in for that as well. God bless you guys, and I'll talk to you again soon.